So that was,
And yes, go on YouTube, search by my name, and you'll find a whole bunch of prior sessions that we've done.
oh, good. Okay. Thanks, Al. Well, thank you. And thanks for those who are attending today. On the training and information schedule on the MD19 website, it states that there will be an expert guest speaker at this session. So I was wanting to know who that is. I've never been accused of being an expert.
Well, that's why Nancy is here.
Yeah. And I assumed that Al couldn't find anyone that knew anything about these meetings, so I guess I'm the guy. I'm happy to offer the little knowledge that I have about the LCI board meetings, even though this is the first one that I've done. It's the only one I've ever been involved in, and I don't imagine there's been many in Canada. So it's a case of learn as we go. PID Alan Hunt asked me if I would sit on his committee to host this meeting, and as usual, I said yes. Our first meeting was in July, and we started throwing ideas around. And as we progressed on our monthly meetings, things started to take shape, and we had lots of good ideas, and we still have a lot of work to do, but we're going to start meeting weekly now on Wednesdays. So let's get into the LCI board meeting structure, and then we can spend some time on some of the details and talk about the things that we need. And if time permits, I'm happy to talk about the LCI annual convention in Melbourne. So the LCI board meeting is in Vancouver. Did we lose Al?
Oh,
no, I'm still here.
Okay, I just heard a funny sound. Oh, good.
Hey, Lauren.
Just more people coming in. Hi, Lauren. So the meeting venue is going to be the JM Marriott Park, Vancouver. That's a hotel right downtown Vancouver. The dates are March the 15th to the 20th. Some of the people will start to arrive on the 10th. Most of them will come in on the 13th and 14th. The board meets 3 times a year. Always at the LCI convention, wherever that is. So they met in Boston this year. The fall meeting for Dr. Patty Hill's group was in Cairo, and the spring meeting will be in Vancouver. One thing I learned yesterday was that all the years ending in 7, that meeting's in Chicago. So it's always every 10 years in Chicago on the anniversary. The attendees are the board members, of which there is, these numbers aren't exact, but they're close. There will be 30 board members. There will be 30 spouses or companions. There'll be 30 LCI staff, which will include translators and all the people who make these meetings happen. And there will also be the LCIF committee, which will be about a dozen. So we're looking at around 100 people coming for the board meeting that will take place with all their different committee meetings, and then there'll be the volunteers. The volunteers are able to attend the 2 general sessions, and there's an opening session and a closing session, so the volunteers are welcome to attend. But all the committee meetings are closed to just the committee members. There will be a spouse program. They're doing a service project, I think at a school, the first one. And then they're the following day, they're having a big group lunch down at the Tap and Barrel in Granville Island. And then they're having another service project the following day in Yaletown. And then the next day is a free day. So that's kind of what the spouses do. They have a kind of a busy schedule also. So the purpose for the LCI board meeting and the things that they discuss are all the different committees, constitution and bylaws. The LCI convention in Melbourne will be a big topic at this meeting. They spend some time on technology. For example, the new portal that was supposed to be up and running by now. And apparently that's still they seem to say, oh, it'll be ready by July. Well, it was supposed to be ready by last July, but it's still not ready. The finance committee gets together, leadership and development, marketing, membership development, service activities, and of course, LCIF has big meetings here also. And they also discuss future sites for conventions. I don't think there's one being discussed at this one, but that's some of the things that they do discuss. The things that we need are volunteers. We need quite a few volunteers to act as hosts at the airport. The predominantly on the, I think the 14th is kind of the big day. So it'll probably be the 13th or 14th at the airport, and also on the 20th as they depart. And so those volunteers would be helping them, meeting them at the carousel, helping them with their luggage. Only on the, if there's domestic flights. The international flights, they won't get to the luggage carrier. They just have to meet them as they come out, and then help them with their luggage, get them in vehicles, and then get them to their hotels. At the hotel, there will be a host committee desk that needs to be manned from March the 14th to March the 19th. And I'm not sure what the hours, I don't think they've set the hours on when it will be open, but they'll need people there that'll have recommendations for people on where to go. So if the people know the city well, those are the kind of people we need. We also will need some servers for the MD19 host event, which I'll get into a little bit later. Anybody that wants to volunteer can get a hold of Elaine, District Governor Elaine Luck. She is the one putting together all the volunteers, and you can get her phone number and email in the roster. The other thing we need is donations. We need some money. We were given this task of having a host evening, a little kind of a reception, and with a budget of zero. So the money's got to be raised by us. So I know there's memos or letters have gone out from the MD19 office to the districts and the zones, which is hopefully filtered down to the clubs. I know a couple of the districts have donated $500. I think they were asking for $2,500, or sorry, $25 per club, which would help certainly pay for this this event that we have to host. I know when we were in Boston, there was a event like what we were going to do at the hotel in Boston. That was $75 US per person to have hors d'oeuvres and drinks. So that would be like a $10,000 bill for us to do here if we were to do the same thing. Yeah. So we're doing an event at the at a native longhouse because Petty Hill wanted some Canadian content. So we're meeting at the Chief Joe Mathias Center, and it started to be just hors d'oeuvres. And because that facility is alcohol and drug free, we're only going to have a soft drink beverage bar, and then we're going to have dancers. We have a troupe of the Eagle Song dancers, which will come in and do 4 different masked songs. So they'll do the bear, the eagle, raven, I think, and the whale. And that's pretty cool to see. If you Google Eagle Song dancers, you can see what they look like on the internet. It's really a very impressive show, and definitely very Canadian. So when we had the group, Patty and a few of the people came a couple of months ago, and to look at all the different venues for this meeting, and they were really impressed with this venue. So they decided, instead of just having a little 2-hour reception, we're actually going to have a dinner there now. So we're going to host them there, and so again, to kind of save costs there, the caterer is going to be bringing the food and having it as a like a buffet table. We have to arrange Indian food for apparently 30 of the Indians, and so we've got a hold of some of the local Indian restaurants, and I've given that information over to Gary Serafini. He's the one who organizes all the stuff on behalf of LCI. So the nice thing about that is we, as MD19, don't have to be involved with anything with the dinner. That's all handled by LCI. We just our job is to have the beverage bar and the appetizers, and we will supply servers to go around and clean plates and things like that. So we're going to need a number of people, and they'll need to wear just black shirts. Black slacks or skirts and a white shirt, and we'll look like we're kind of professional food service people. So, but we'll get more into that as we get closer. I know at our meeting last week, there is a bunch of Leos who want to be involved, and we thought that might be a good job for them to come and help. I know my club is going to do set up the beverage bar, but we'll need servers for that event. So I think that will be a very kind of a fun evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing that we need, other than money and volunteers, is swag bags for the directors. And I couldn't get the answer whether we're doing one for all the directors and all the executive. I think my understanding is it's going to be one per couple, so we don't need to get one for the director, one for the companion. So with the 30 directors and probably the executive committee, we're probably looking at around 40 swag bags. We've actually got the bags printed already. Past council chairman JD Neller got the bags printed, and so they're already done. And what Patty Hill wants in those bags are trinkets that are kind of Canadiana, reusable water bottles, so that we're not having to buy bottled water. And because our water in Vancouver here is actually pretty good, so we don't need to take it out of bottles. And we have somebody who's obtaining wine for us, so we'll be probably putting a bottle of wine in each of the bags as well. So that's kind of the meeting itself in a nutshell. LCI committee they pretty much drive all of this, and when they get to a bump in the road, they come to us and ask us for help. There is functions in different parts of the city, so they're going to have to bus all the people around, for example, from the hotel over to North Vancouver, where we're having our MD19 event. And I think the next night is a dinner up at Grouse Mountain, so they'll be busing over there. And then I think they have a free night where they can go out and try a local restaurant. So it's a busy time. I have a rough draft of some of the itinerary, and it's like organizing a mini convention. It's a lot of work for LCI, and so it's. I can understand why they want so many volunteers to help and get involved, and also to try and offset the cost of the meeting, because it's I don't imagine these things are kind of cheap to organize. I know the Park Vancouver Hotel is not very inexpensive, although I do know they got a great rate for the compared to what it would normally be if you just wanted to book the place. So. Do we have any questions?
Yeah. You mentioned that soliciting the clubs for donations to help out with this.
Yes.
Maybe I missed it, but I've not seen anything come across for solicitations, any information regarding this at all.
Okay, we need to bug Peter to do that, because he was going to release. I think they were originally going to send it out through like an AWeber or whatever that system is that they have.
Lauren is showing us
one,
something.
Lauren?
Oh,
Lauren, you can turn on your mic, you know.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was
I was muted. I'm usually the one that's doing all the talking. Yeah, Al sent out a help wanted ad on the 22nd of Al Hunt, that is, on the 22nd of December. And basically what it says is exactly what George has just been alluding to. Some of the clubs, some of the districts have donated $500, and he's in this correspondence. He asks if each club could donate as little as $25, with a number of clubs involved. Now, I don't know if you're not aware of it, Al and Nancy and
Maybe it just
Cherie.
went to Canadians then.
Well,
I'm
just
wondering.
I didn't
Like,
get it. I'm just looking at my computer now. Huh. Okay.
it would have been an attachment because that's the way it came to me.
Okay.
Help
No, we
wanted.
did not receive anything.
So what I'll do is I'll reach out to Al and I'll get it. I think you were right, George. Maybe we should get it to Peter and he can get it out to the rest of the multiple district.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I asked him the other night at our meeting how much money we've received so far, and I think we're only like $3,000 or $4,000 at best. I think it's over 3, but probably isn't up to 4 yet. But yeah, no, I did not receive that from Al. I'm going through all the emails now, and
Yeah,
for some reason he missed me. And
me too.
yeah. Al, could you or Lauren, could you forward that to me? Do you still have the email?
I'm just going to my emails right now. It'll take me quite a while. I'm not good with this, so keep talking, George. You're doing a great job.
No hurry. Just when you when
Yeah.
you get, just send me a copy, and I'll ask Al to resend it, and I'll copy Peter and get him to make sure that the clubs are aware, because I mean, $25 isn't much to be helping out with a program we're probably only ever going to ever do once.
Right.
Yeah. It's a neat thing.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that that Lauren, not being well versed on how to manipulate and so forth with the email and such, he had it printed off on paper because he doesn't trust his on IT skills.
That's
You're-
right.
You're absolutely right. I'm terrified to try and find something on the internet. I print out everything. I am overwhelmed with paper.
Yeah.
My wife is overwhelmed with me. So we're working a deal here. I get rid of the paper and she's going to stay with me.
Okay. Good.
Other questions?
I'm kind of disappointed to hear that the meetings are closed. I never would have thought that to be the case. I guess
Yeah.
it'd just be lots more informal if they don't have a bunch of people sitting around.
Well, I think they have. I mean, when I look at the schedule, it's pretty hectic for them, and I think that it's the meetings are probably very efficient and bang bang bang, and they probably have rigid agendas that they'll follow. Because they also, they have lots of, I guess, issues with language that they would
Yeah.
probably slow them down a bit as well.
Right.
So, yeah, which is actually another thing that we need. We need interpreters,
Translators. Yeah.
translators for the desks and at the airport. So I know they've got some Chinese and Korean. And again, Elaine is looking after all the volunteers. So I know she's looking for a few different languages. She's got quite a few lined up already. She's doing a great job. So,
Yeah. Having been to Australia, I can volunteer to translate for Australians.
yeah. Good eye.
Good night. Exactly.
Good. Oh, Susan Neller. Oh, it must be JD.
Oh, no, I think it's Susan. So,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Is that you there, Susan? Say hi to us.
Well, if she's not able to get her video and mic working,
I'm feeling better already.
yeah. Well, if it's any consolation, it's because she's using an Apple product, you see. So,
Oh,
Uh,
That's not nice, Al.
I know.
My Apple works better than my Android, so yeah.
Well, my Android works better than my Apple. Well, the only Apple I have are in the refrigerator right now. So
So George, a really nice class the other night was John Kerry doing making a movie with your phone. It was really
Oh,
nice
yes.
done, and it's taped.
yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think when did we learned that, I think, where were we in
Yeah, with the video.
Reno.
He did a class. It was
yeah,
one
no,
of
yeah,
the
the first time
MD19.
we did it was at G's convention down in Longview, I think it was,
Oh,
at the Red Lion.
That could have
About
been.
like 5-6 years prior to
Yeah,
COVID.
it was fun.
And I've been using those to promote our youth exchange program.
The
So where
little
you just do
trailers.
a quick little 1-minute video of flashing pictures of the things and all the activities in Japan, and at the end you put a QR code and a website, and people can just, you can put that on your Facebook page, or we have a Facebook page for our youth exchange program, and so we put all those things there too, and they're very, very helpful. You can get a lot of information across in a short time.
Yeah.
very true. Yeah. Welcome, Susan. Glad to see you're here.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
So, other questions for George or the board meeting in general?
Well, just one thing I was going to point out, that isn't the 70th anniversary of one of the Vancouver clubs just right before or after this other meeting while those guys are all there? Because Patty's going to speak at it.
Yes, I believe it is. I'm not sure which one it was.
Yeah, we're going to try and aim for that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Susan.
I have a question. When President Patty was speaking up at Longview Pioneer, we gave Alan all of the bags, the gift bags.
Oh, good.
Do you have them, George, or?
No, Al will probably have them, I'm going to guess. Because he did show it. Yeah, he must have them, because he showed one at the meeting the other day. He held it up. and
Okay,
showed
good.
it. So he must have them. Yeah. If he doesn't have them all, he has a sample. But
Okay, well, he
yeah.
has them all,
And-
because
and they look.
I
And they look
watched him
really
put them
good
in his
too.
car.
So thank JD for that, because they look super. Yeah.
Good.
Now we just got to find all the goodies to go into them. So,
Right.
yeah. And I can't remember who the wine guy, I think it was Michael Livingston. DG Michael, I think, is the one arranging for the wine. He's got a couple of wineries up where he lives that he's been kind of hitting up to try to get. I mean, we only need probably 3 or 4 cases of wine, so it's not a lot of wine to get. And we wanted to have local BC wine to promote with all the directors. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Other questions or thoughts? Susan.
Question for George. I thought I heard that you were going to locate some hotels close to the hotel where all the international directors were going to stay at, that was not quite as expensive, but was still close.
Well, March should be not bad, but I'm absolutely astounded at what they are charging for hotels here right now. I tried to arrange a hotel for one of our past youth exchange students, and this was in October. So our hotels here are normally crammed and expensive during cruise ship season, which kind of goes from the May long weekend to the September long weekend, and usually the rest of the time they're not that expensive. But I was meeting with this girl and lady in Japan, and she was on her way to Chicago to a convention, wanted to stop in Vancouver for 3-4 days to reconnect with her youth exchange family from like almost 30 years ago. And I said, have you booked a hotel? She's no, not yet. So I just went on booking.com and I started looking at the hotels anywhere around here and in downtown. And they were all like $350, $400.
Wow.
And
Whoa.
this was in October. And I thought, I mean, we couldn't find anything. Even the motels in North Vancouver were $350 for a night. And she was going to be here, I think, 4 nights or something. And so I ended up actually getting her in touch with a friend of mine who is a Lion, who just built a new house and has a Airbnb suite and also has a room for homestay students. And he was nice enough to give her the homestay student room at no charge. So she was absolutely thrilled. But in the meantime, I've been looking at different hotels and there is just nothing cheap. And I don't get it. I don't know. People are obviously paying it. So
Is Airbnb any better?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't use Airbnb, but I use booking.com a lot. And like I said, I haven't found anything. But that's something, I'll make a note of that, Susan. Thanks for jogging our
Okay.
memory. Because it's,
Yeah,
I know.
When
Airbnb
Just
is
if I
before
were
pretty
to
good.
go on booking.com, what geographic term should I use to put us in the correct area?
Downtown.
Just
use
downtown?
Yeah. Yeah. Or kind of around like BC Place in that area would even work.
Okay.
I gave up trying to find that email.
Oh, okay.
I'll get it to you though. Yeah, the hotel rooms are incredibly expensive right now. My wife and I used to go for the weekend and spend $200 on hotel rooms for 2 nights, and we haven't been in since before COVID. It's just too expensive. $600 for 2 nights is
Yeah, that's silly. Let me just see if I can. I don't know how they got such a good rate, because I think one of our meetings somebody went in and I think the Marriott where they're staying is like $500 or $600 a night.
Yeah.
And I know their LCI got a rate less than half of that for them. And so what Al was going to try to do was see how many rooms that they blocked off, and because even if it's $300 and there's 2 to a room and you want to come down for 1 or 2 nights, that makes it a little bit more affordable. But
For
where
your
they're going to run
information,
into problems, George, is with volunteers. Like I wouldn't mind going over and volunteering, and
yeah, exactly. Yes.
and I'll just make a public announcement here too, because the Melvin Jones Fellow Appreciation Gala is on March 13th, the night
Yeah.
before.
Yes.
And
Out in Richmond.
if you want tickets, I do have tickets. But same situation. It's a matter of finding a room, because I'll need a room for staying over that night.
for your information, I'm looking at Airbnb, an apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, $71 a night.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And it goes up and down from there. I'm focusing in the downtown area of Vancouver, and like Burrard and Robson, and yeah, we're looking at from 60 on up to 120.
Well, something has happened because rates have come down. I'm just looking at the Vancouver Sutton Place, which is a 5-star hotel, for 3 nights from March 14th to 17th. You can get that for $644. So that's just over $200 a night.
Yeah.
And that's a nice
What's the
hotel.
name of that place?
Sutton Place. That's
That's a
over on
5
Broad
That's
Street.
5-star. I find that difficult to believe,
Yeah,
because I thought it was 600 a night there.
yeah, and that's the first one that came up actually.
Huh.
The
Well, that's
Sheraton
good.
Ball Center. So that same time frame for three nights for 2 adults with 2 beds. They're all like $600, $700, $800. Sandman Suite on Davie, $600. Opus Hotel, $600. The Grand Park, $691. Coast Hotel, $754. YMCA 442. Century Plaza, which is not bad for $500.
YMCA used to be known for the cheapest rates in town.
No
Yeah.
kidding. That's
Oh,
a,
Yeah.
We used to, during the summer, UBC puts their dorm rooms up, and Shirley and I'd go over and pay $75
Yeah,
for 3 days.
yeah,
yeah, that,
Dirt cheap and a lot of fun.
yeah.
we had some different trainings there.
Yep, we did. All right, other thoughts or questions? Mike Dukes has joined us. He hasn't turned on his microphone or his video camera. It's like he's lurking in the background there.
All those rates I just explained to you, Susan,
Yes.
were not including taxes, which looks like there's like $100 and some odd in taxes. Like the Holiday Inn downtown is $630 for 3 nights, and then $130 in taxes. So Pan Pacific is $1,200. So there's a mixture, but I would do some shopping. Look at Airbnb, look at VRBO.
Yep.
And I mean, that's what we're planning to do in Australia. We're gonna have 3 of us together in a 3-bedroom apartment, and that's going to be a lot cheaper than the hotel. But also the hotels in Australia are not that expensive. Not compared to Boston, they're almost dirt cheap. And the Australian dollar is probably, you're going to get $2 Australian dollars for your dollar, because we get I think it's almost like 90 cents. Our dollar is like $1.20 or $1.15 or something to theirs. So our dollar's in pretty good shape against the Aussie dollar. Yours will be even better.
And during the wintertime, that discounts it even further.
Yeah. There's no shortage of hotels downtown, and some of the rates are not bad. And so I think if you do some shopping, Susan, you'll find something.
Thank you.
I just clicked on the Marriott Park. 3 nights there is $1,222 plus $250 in tax. So that's like $1,500 with the taxes. So that's $500 a night. And there's only 5 rooms left at this price, it says.
Is that for all of us?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, some of us can sleep on the floor.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay. Other questions, ideas? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.